Hello and welcome back to another video. So in this video I'm going to be giving you a look at my desk setup, and I decided to make this video after getting numerous requests in the comments about my other videos about the various different aspects of my setup. So I thought it was a good idea to make a video covering everything and putting all the links to the products in the description. So you see anything you like, you'll be able to go out and get it. Okay, so let's make a start with the desk. So for my desk, I decided to go with a fairly popular IKEA desk hack. My desk isn't actually a desk, it's a countertop on top of two drawers. The countertop is the IKEA Karlby worktop in walnut veneer, and it's the longer one at 246 centimeters. That's resting on top of two IKEA Alex drawers in white, and they are 70 centimeters tall. Rather than sit the Karlby countertop directly on top of the Alex drawers where it was going to be too low for my own comfort levels, I have it raised up an additional 4 inches on top of some stainless steel kitchen legs. And again, you'll find links to these particular legs in the description. So I've got 4 of these legs on each of the Alex drawers, and I've actually gone ahead and bolted them to the Alex drawers. I might well have got away with screwing them on, but the countertop is pretty heavy and I wanted to make things as secure as possible. So I drilled holes into the top of the Alex drawers to bolt the legs through, and if you're interested, the holes on the outside are 4 centimeters away from the edge of the Alex drawers. You'll find links to all the hardware used to bolt the legs to the drawers, but basically it was one of the bolts with one of the small washers fed over it, and that went then through the top of the leg, through the Alex drawers. We then used a large washer at the bottom, and then one of the nuts to secure things in place. It is important to note that the desk itself isn't actually fixed to the legs beneath it, but this seems to be the most popular way to build this particular desk, and I have not had any problems at all with it. The desk does move a little bit, maybe a few millimeters at a time, but in no way is it going to move enough that it's going to fall off the legs. So this IKEA desk hack is fairly popular on YouTube, and having watched others' videos, one of the big things it suffers with over time is sag, and that's because it's not a solid panel of wood. So this was obviously something I was keen to try and prevent, and I've picked up an extra leg from IKEA. It's the GERTON leg, it's chrome plated and fully adjustable in height, and I've added this to the middle of the desk at the back in an attempt to prevent sag. It doesn't really get in the way of your feet at all where it's positioned. I think it still looks pretty good, and I've had the desk now for about 6 months and there's only very minimal sag on it, so it does seem to be doing a good job so far. For the monitor, I've got a 35-inch curved ultra-wide monitor. It's the ASUS ROG STRIX XG35VQ. It has a resolution of 3440 by 1440 at 100 Hz. And I really love this monitor. It's great not only for gaming but also for productivity. Video editing is brilliant, having your whole timeline across such a big screen, and I think once you've gone ultra wide you won't go back. So I have the monitor mounted to the wall using the Arctic W1C wall mount, and again you need to be careful with the ultra wide monitors, the wall mount that you're using, making sure it's going to support the weight of the monitor. So with this particular setup, I was really keen to have the monitor on the wall. There was a number of reasons. Firstly, I think it looks really good. And the second, and probably the most important reason with this particular setup, was having any weight in the middle of this table would significantly increase the potential for sag, even though I had taken precautions and added a leg underneath it at the back. And that was the reason I went for a wall mount rather than one of the other mounts that fixes directly to the desk. So moving on to the PC, and if you're familiar with my YouTube videos, you'll know the PC I have sitting on my desk varies from week to week. But this is my own personal system, which I've built in the BQLZR Silent Bass 802. I reviewed this case recently and was really impressed with it. So looking at the parts I've got in the system, I've got the Ryzen 9 3900X, I've got the ROG Strix 2080 Ti, we've got 64GB of RAM and 3TB of M.2 SSD storage. For audio, the speakers I've got are the Yamaha NS-BP182 bookshelf speakers. The two speakers cost less than £100, and not only do they look great, but the sound coming from them is incredible. It's much better than the sound system that I've got on my TV, which cost about 3 times the price. The headset I'm using at the moment is the Razer Kraken Tournament Edition. This gives 360-degree sound, it sounds great, and is fairly comfortable to wear. And I've added an extendable stainless steel headphone stand just to the Alex drawers over on the right hand side, keeping the headsets out of the way but also within easy reach. So I've got all my audio controls within easy reach mounted to the underside of the desk with some double-sided adhesive tape. So I've got the USB audio controller for my headset, the amplifier. Next to that I've added a USB 3.0 hub, which as well as having standard USB Type A ports, it has a card reader, which makes it really convenient when I'm doing my video editing. This particular hub comes with a 4-foot long extension cable, which means it reaches with ease to the back of the PC. I'm using D-line trunking both onto the desk and on the wall to keep all the cables managed and out of sight. For the keyboard, I'm using the Corsair K70 RGB mechanical gaming keyboard with cherry red switches, and for the mouse I'm using the Roccat KN200. And I know a lot of you are thinking right now, why didn't he drill a hole in the table for the keyboard cable? And this was something I did think about but decided not to do. Yes, it would have looked better, but from a functionality point of view, it means the keyboard is anchored to one particular spot. And I did have a previous setup this way and really did not like it. I'm quite often moving the keyboard over to the side to bring a laptop up, or when actually I need to do a bit of writing on the table and I want to sit directly in front of the monitor. When I had this previously, with the hole in the table, the keyboard was fixed in one spot, which meant you couldn't use that place in front of the monitor for anything else. So I agreed it doesn't look quite as good, but from a functionality point of view, it really makes up for it. So I do have the keyboard cable running straight over the table and then into one of the raceways on the underside of the table. I'm using an extended mouse mat from Titanwolf. It's XXL in size, or 900 by 400 millimeters, and it's in plain black. For the microphone, I'm using the Rode NT USB microphone on the Rode PSA-1 Studio Boom Arm. And if you're curious of the quality of the sound, I'm recording this video on this microphone. Looking at the other items I've got on my tabletop, I've got a wireless charger from Anker. One of the things I like about this is how it keeps the phone in an upright position, meaning you can see the screen. And I've got an Echo Dot 4th generation, which I use to control the lighting in my setup. Next to that, I've got my Blackmagic A2 Mini Pro, which I use to record the screen when I'm making my YouTube videos. So I'm using a lot of Philips Hue Lighting in this setup. So I've got a light strip all the way along the length of the back of the tabletop. In fact, it's actually 2 light strips. The standard light strip comes in 2 meters of length, and then I've got a 1 meter extension set for that, which I've cut to length. I've also got 2 Philips Hue Play light bars fixed to either side of the monitor, and I tend to set this to a different colour than the lighting I've got on the back of the table, and it gives a great effect. For my chair, I've got the Secret Lab Titan Dark Knight Edition, and I've made a separate video of unboxing and building this chair. What I haven't done so far is make a review video of it, and I may do so at some stage, but for now I can say I'm fairly impressed with it. It supports you in all the right places, and it's fairly comfortable to sit at the desk for a long period of time. So I think that's everything covered with the desk, but before I finish I'll give you a quick look at the rest of my room. So after a hard day building a PC or editing videos at the desk, it's great to chill out and watch a little bit of TV. And I do have a 55-inch OLED TV from Philips. It's the 55 OLED 805. And one of the big reasons I chose this particular TV was for Philips Ambilight feature. So if you're not familiar with that, what they do is they have some lighting on the back of the TV, and whatever colours are on the TV, it shines that colour out onto the wall. And I have added an optional light strip into the TV unit down below. So when you're watching the TV, if the bottom of the screen changes to a certain colour, the lighting down below also changes to that colour. So it actually almost feels as if your screen is bigger than it actually is. Paired with the TV, I've got the Philips HTL 3320 3.1 wireless soundbar. Like with my desk, I have tried to make this appear cableless, but this time I have actually drilled holes in the unit to hide any of the cables. And if you're interested, the TV unit is from Vladden, and it comes in a whole variety of different colours in high gloss. I've got the high gloss black front finish. So while I'm kept comfortable at my desk in my Secret Lab Titan chair, I'm also comfortable while watching the TV in my Baxter 2-seater electrical recliner. For wall art, I've got some pictures of some of my favourite films of all time. It's from a company, Displate, who make metal posters. The ones I've got are of medium size in gloss finish. Okay, so that brings us to the end of my setup tour. If you found the video useful, please give it a thumbs up. If you're not currently subscribed to the channel, please hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next video.